And then they don't play that on YouTube because of they pull the monetizing. If it's copyrighted material, I guess they're really strict on it. We're recording?
Yeah, we're recording now.
It got louder.
This is the thread.
Okay.
That's
This
that's
is
what
the thread.
my
Go ahead. Your intro.
Oh, I don't really have it. I just say, this is the thread. Will Matt Oliveras.
That's right.
Corey, spelled Khoury, pronounced Corey.
Okay. I never knew that before,
version.
actually.
It's actually pronounced Khoury.
Khoury.
The Arab version of it.
You look Arab. You look tan.
Well, I got this tan going.
Yeah.
But you know what? I just found out. I'm getting these white patches on my skin. You see this?
It's vitiligo. You got that Michael Jackson.
Yes, dude. I don't know if I told you
use
that.
sunscreen if you have that.
Well, I was using sunscreen.
You look tan, though.
But, I mean, I didn't get burned, I don't think, too much. Well, anyway, I just got back from Cabo San Lucas.
Yeah, Will was in Cabo San Lucas.
About 12 hours ago on a family, I guess you could say a family vacation. My girlfriend's brother's wife's family, if you can follow that, has a timeshare down in Cabo San Lucas on Medano Beach, and they go yearly. And this was the first year that her and I were going, my now fiance and I were going to go to Cabo, and I had plans to actually propose. I don't know if you knew that, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
So
from that group message, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how this, I'll try to make it quick. How this started is a few months ago, I want to say 7 or 8 months ago, she had said, "Hey, Will, I woke up, I had this dream that I was proposed to on a beach." I'm like, okay, well.
Sounds like she might have been leading you.
Right? That's exactly what I thought. So she believed, because we go to Traverse City usually every summer, her and I, just to vacation. And she thought it might be on Lake Michigan Beach, but we were going to go to Cabo. And I was like, okay, this is it. I'm going to do it now. So, excuse me. I had a plan, okay? The plan was sunset, beach, waves cresting onto the shores, wearing nice clothes, maybe pre or post dinner in one of these Mexi joints down there. And it was supposed to be like her brother was going to be positioned somewhere on the beach to where he could snap a photo candid when I proposed to her.
Okay.
And so it was going to be epic. I told him, I talked to her brother months before it happened. I said, "Hey, listen, I need you to bring a camera. I need you to be prepared. I'm going to plan to do this probably on Wednesday." Now, the lady we were with, one of the family members of Tasha's brother's wife, plans most of the dinners. Like, we had a group of 13 people, and most of us were going to be going to dinner each night. They specifically did not reserve any dinners on Wednesday because everybody knew that I was going to do it on Wednesday of this last week. And so I got to the beach, and it's just a fucking college haven.
It's spring break, right?
Spring break.
Oh, no.
And the beach we were at, Medano Beach, is the only beach.
Passed out drunk.
Oh, my God, dude. I thought I could party, but these kids party. And it was out of control, and it was jam-packed. Turns out that there is no sunset on the side of the beach we were staying at. The side's on the other fucking side of the Pacific Ocean, or other side of the rock wall. I was like, okay, that plan's foiled right away. All right, so I can't do it at sunset. So I was talking to the gentleman that we were with, a couple other family members, and they're like, "Yeah, man, the sun doesn't set on this side. Why don't you do it at sunrise?" Oh, perfect idea. Why not? I'll do it because everybody is pressuring me. When are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? Make sure I get pictures. Make sure, It's too much pressure.
I'm sure.
So, I'm going to do it at sunrise, all right? So her and I, we exercise every now and then. We were going to go for a run on the beach. And I wake her up at 6 o'clock. I can't sleep all night. This is on Monday night leading into Tuesday. I had carried the ring with me on the entire plane and when we had gotten to Mexico, so I was stressed out. You didn't want to carry a ring with you. And
no, you don't want to check that. It'll be gone.
Yeah. So I had it in my little fanny pack. And I got in the safe, and she's like, "Why are you in the safe?" And I played it off. I'm like, "Well, I thought I was missing $40, so I had to get in there and check to see if it was in there." And she knows me, I'm an anxious guy, so I worry about stupid shit like that sometimes. So she played it off. put on the fanny pack without a shirt on and went down to the beach with her to start running.
Do you have pictures of you with the fanny pack with no shirt?
No,
Oh,
no.
Okay.
I mean, I can make that happen for you if need be. Because I think I'm gonna start rocking that fanny pack a lot. Anyway, yeah, fanny pack's a game
No, they're
changer.
coming back. It's a game changer.
You can
Everything you need on you.
wear gym shorts everywhere now because you don't need pockets.
That sounds like a fat guy hack.
It might be unless
Well, Will, does it come across shoulder to hip or just right
He's
across
got
the
old
hip?
school. He's
like
kicking
that?
it old school.
Kicking
He's
it
on
old
Gentile.
school.
He's got the old school one.
comes across the belt.
Okay.
Belt waist.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
the merce I'd like to call.
That's
The
or a
one that goes
European
from the
carry-all.
shoulder
Gotcha.
to
Okay.
the back, or the Euro carry-out, which I had in college for 2 years till I was berated incessantly from my college teammates.
Probably
but
well deserved.
definitely, I was a pussy.
As you were.
So we got down there at about 6:20, and the sun was actually, it felt like fucking noon in the sky. So I was like, okay, when does the sun rise in this place? And apparently it's at 5:30 or whenever it may be.
Damn.
It was
Yeah,
terrible.
because it's closer to the equator.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it's right
that
on
has
the
an
equator.
effect on it.
You didn't figure it out
Yeah.
when you woke up and the sun was up?
Yeah. I was like, here we go. This is not working out right now. We got down to the beach. We get on the beach, start running, and she stops. I can't do this. My feet hurt. I'm like, my plan is just getting foiled and foiled.
Plantar fasciitis. God
Yeah.
damn.
I think the rocks bothered her a little
Oh.
bit. We weren't running on rocks. We were running on sand, but the sand, the little pebbles, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, okay, you stay here. And she started doing some plyometrics, calisthenic bullshit. She started doing push-ups and all that. So I start running down the beach. Had the ring bouncing up and down on my fanny pack. Unzipped it. Took the ring out and placed it in the sand a little bit. Threw some sand on top of it. It was still in the black box. And I look over at her. She's probably, I want to say, 120 yards away from me. So I'm just like signaling with my arms, flailing them in the air. Tasha is her name. Yelling her name. And I get her attention. I'm like, wave her over. Hey, you got to come look at this. Come look at this. You won't believe what I found. So she comes running over, squats down on the sand, and starts looking at it. And she's a little bit nervous because there's just a little black piece sticking out from the sand. She's like, "What is this, charcoal?" She thought it was a baby turtle. That's why she was so excited to come over. And I was like, "What is this?" I was trying to dig it out. I was like, "Dig that out for me."
Oh.
And she was digging it, and she pulled it out, and then
Figured it out.
Nice.
Nice.
Started crying, and it wasn't. I was on my knee, but she was sitting on the ground, so. It definitely wasn't traditional, and it was spur of the moment, and I had to do it. I had to do it early when I got there because I didn't want to.
It'd ruin your trip if it was on your
Exactly.
mind. I bet you
Exactly.
didn't even sleep
Yeah.
the first 3 days.
Didn't sleep. Well, it was the
Plus,
second
everybody
night.
giving you an ear beating on when to do it. It's
100%.
the last thing you need.
Precisely. So she said yes, and we hugged it out, little kiss, and the sun beating down on us.
Did you at least get a picture around that time?
We did. We did. So what we're gonna do, we think, is we're gonna take some, not engagement photos,
Sure.
and we'll just use those as our photos. But there is a picture of her with the ring, and there's a picture of us too, which is on Facebook. But it's not what we wanted. We had planned to do on a beach photo shoot with her brother. Her brother's an avid photographer, and he has, like I said, an expensive camera. But the vacation happened. We were busy almost all day, drinking, doing things, eating, whatever it may be, and it ended up not happening. But it was okay with both of us. My girl she's not traditional. I mean, diamond was a rough cut. It wasn't a diamond. It was a moissanite, actually. And
lucky you.
well, if you've ever seen blood diamond, you'd know it's a scam.
It's all a scam.
Conflict diamonds.
Well, all diamonds are a scam. There's lots of them. They just don't release them.
How are they? Like, so what I've heard is that De Beers, this
Exactly.
gentleman is a guy, right?
It's a family. Or
A
business,
family.
yeah.
And they have essentially a monopoly on diamonds.
Correct. And they only release so many at a time to keep so there's a supply and demand issue.
Isn't that like... So
Isn't
why...
that the way the world is? Yeah.
I guess you're right. I can't... Well, the band is 14 karat white gold.
I'm sure it's
so
beautiful.
It's not sterling silver. It's beautiful. It's her. It's like branches that I don't know what you call what it sets in.
Sure. Any idea when you're going to do it? When you're going to get married?
I'm going to say 1.5 to 2 years.
It's a good time to wait.
Okay.
We waited over a year.
What do you think? I'm not sure.
Yeah, the good news is you live together, and that's getting used to each other is a big part of it.
Right. And I've lived with her for 3 years, and if anyone can put up for me for 3 years, and if I can put up with a woman for 3 years, and we get along, and it's going to work out, because, it's tough for me to. I'm set in my ways, and I'm very resistant to change, but she's let me see the light a little bit, and it's worked out so far, and everything's hunky-dory.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's it, man. So that was the highlight of the trip. Also, I feel bad I don't let you guys get in on this, but I'll finish my Cabo story, and then we can
Go for it, man. You're fine. We got all the
I
time
like
in the
the
world.
story
It's
a lot.
Sunday, man. We're good.
So Friday, we had the sunset cruise planned and I should have done it there, but it ended up,
It's too late in the trip.
way too late on the trip. We're leaving Saturday, and we took this. You had to purchase it through the hotel.
Like an excursion.
Yeah, it was an
Yeah.
excursion, and you just get on there and you float out to it's called El Arco de Cabo. It's this natural landscape. It's a arch carved out of rocks, and it's one of the most famous landmarks down in that area. So we took a cruise out to it. Turns out that her brother, who was in charge of the receipt, had lost it. And when we got to the marina to present the receipt, they said, "You're shit out of luck, buddy. You need that receipt." And in Mexico, they're ruthless vatos.
Yeah,
you know
they
what I'm
want-
saying? So he lost the receipt. Wow. He actually had a picture of it on his phone. And he tried to show the phone to the receptionist guys at the marina. And they said, "No, there's a shadow on it. We can't take that." So they were playing hardball big time. Then this guy comes over, kind of looks like a big wig, fancy clothes and all that shit. Says, $30 a person, I'll let you get back on. And there were 7 of us.
Did you think about choking him?
No comment. So, I mean, I think he's a little bit well off. He works at Chrysler as a tool and die designer. So he ended up just paying it again after he had already paid $40 a person. They said, "We'll cut it to 30 a person and you can get on."
Was it fun?
Ended up getting out there, having a few cocktails on the boat, which were all included. I haven't had the gentleman bartender pour me some strong pina coladas.
Beautiful.
And heard this girl start screaming really loud. Some young 15-year-old bimbo who had too many Bud Lights. And everyone's looking, what's going on? What's going on? And I look out into the horizon, and sure as shit, it's a humpback whale,
No.
a mother and a baby. And these whales, the mother was breaching. And I guess that's a rare sight
man.
when they come up and you can actually see the fins. Like,
Did you guys get
Yeah.
video?
Yeah.
Any video?
yes.
Oh,
I'll show you
badass.
after.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can see the whale breach and the babies, and it was miraculous, man. It is truly a sight to be seen, because people can pay hundreds for whale watch tours.
Yeah.
And you
don't
might
see
see them
anything,
crest
yeah.
the water, or
Yeah.
might not even see anything.
Yep.
And we ended up seeing these whales breach without even, planning for it. So it was a beautiful sight, and sunset was beautiful. Pacific's great. Ended up being a nice little closure to the trip.
You feel like you're rested?
I don't, man.
Sometimes I get back and it's like you weren't even on vacation. You're so tired from
Yes.
Yeah.
the
Yes.
grind on the flight back and everything.
Yeah, well, I had to go to the east side this morning. My fiance is originally from the east side of Michigan. So I was there this morning because her stepdad is having some more issues health-wise. So, and I just dragging ass today, man. I'll be dragging ass for the next 2 days, I think.
Probably.
Last year I came back from a cruise, same shit. Dragging ass for 2 days.
Plus, you probably have 1,200 emails to come home to.
That's the thing, man. The job is great, what I do, but sometimes you come back and you're incredibly backed up and a lot of fires to put out. It is worth it, but you question, is it worth it?
I don't know. I check on trips now.
Yeah.
My wife gets mad,
Damn.
but if I don't, I come back to just serious issues that with a simple email days before I could prevent. I put 20 minutes in maybe twice a day.
Okay.
And it's kind of a compromise. She's not happy about it, but it seems to work.
I imagine like with you got all those accounts
Yeah,
that are emailing you.
they do. You tell them you're on vacation and that someone's covering, but they still will manage to call me at all weird hours.
I find that puzzling. Is why don't they understand? Like, listen, there's an emergency.
Because they never listen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had an exciting week. We didn't. We just
What'd you
rolled
guys do?
and jiu-jitsu and worked.
Yeah.
Jits. How was this morning's
much.
training?
It's good.
Oh yeah, today was fun.
Was Burley not there? I saw Mike Burley was in San
Burley?
Diego.
He wasn't.
Was not there. He's
No.
in San Diego, and Don is hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So
What
he
happened?
was
That
got
guy
a rib
never
all
misses.
popped out, and he is like green across his chest.
I saw. Did you see the tape
Oh yeah,
formation?
he has like KT tape all over it.
Yeah, it was like in an asterisk.
Yeah.
Like,
He's like,
out.
I'm leg fighting. I'm like, okay, let's just take a break.
Take a break, man.
I'm sure you feel good after a week off.
Oh, let me get into that, fellas. It's amazing what your body can do if you're not doing shit for a week.
Well, it's amazing
Coming
when
off
you're at an
jiu-jitsu.
all-you-can-eat buffet in Mexico for 7 days, drinking like a fish. How much did you put on?
I haven't weighed myself yet. I'm
Are
gonna
you
give it.
scared? I'd say
I'm
at least
scared.
12.
oh shit! I wish I had a scale here.
No,
I don't.
Oh, we should have done the post and pre-trip.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to say at least
Damn.
10 pounds.
10 pounds. You think?
I've done always 10 at least.
I think that's probably pretty up there.
Were you drunk every
I
day?
mean, we were having. So what I did was, we flew in Saturday. We got there Saturday, and travel days are very hectic. So I mean, we went to a family dinner, and then we just went back to the room, and I crashed. But it was pretty late at the time. Everyone didn't get in until about 9:30 Mexico time, so it was 3 hours behind. But Sunday, I got after it. Took Monday off.
Start early, don't you?
Yep. Oh no.
Vacation. Start bringing you Bloody
Yeah.
Marys at like 7:30 in the morning.
Everybody,
This
I
can't be
saw-
good.
I went to a breakfast place, and there were locals. What looked like locals were eating there, and I think it was 8:30 in the morning, and they had Coronas. And I don't know. It's something about that location. Even the locals drink early. It's actually the same way in Germany. Like I've been to Germany. I don't know if you guys have been overseas.
Just Amsterdam.
Iceland.
Iceland.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
When did you go there?
2016.
That is
summer.
like the new
Yeah.
spot to go. But I
Yep.
heard that
Yep.
Wow Air went out of business and stranded people there. Did you hear about that?
No,
They
no,
were
I
offering
didn't.
like $250 flights. It was last week. It was all over the news. They just ceased operations and stranded people. In Iceland.
Wow, I've never heard of.
They go from like major hubs like I think Atlanta, Chicago, New York, big hubs, Minneapolis
Wow.
too. But it's discount. It was like $250.
Yeah.
So
Would you buy a flight for $250?
as long as it's
Or
not
would
on
you
that
be like-
737 8 series or whatever, I don't.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
of that.
dude, that grounded all those.
Yeah, they did.
So people can no longer fly 737s.
Just the 7 and 8 series, I think, which is the latest iteration of the big jet from them. So, but I'm no pilot.
That's
What do I
Boeing,
know?
right?
Boeing.
Yeah. Okay.
Boeing makes planes for every
Yeah, Boeing, McDonnell Douglas,
corporation. Am I right?
Yes.
Airbus, or the big
Yes.
Airbus,
Yeah.
McDonnell Douglas, and Boeing. I think are the three big ones. But what do I know? And Saab makes like small regional jets.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's. I was thinking about it on the flight. The amount of pilots around, because you got to think, there's probably only a select few of them in commercial flying or in
Passenger.
passenger flying.
Mm-hmm.
But the amount of pilots in commercial, FedEx, UPS,
Yeah.
Amazon, whatever it may be, it's astronomical.
Yeah.
I think it's a good living, or it was before the economy fell apart and gas prices went up.
Well, I mean,
I knew a girl in high school. Her dad was a pilot for, I think Delta. But I always wondered how that would work if you have a family, but you're flying all the time.
Well,
how often
some
would you see your
routes
family?
you would just fly, say Detroit, Tampa, and back.
Oh,
Or
okay.
just back and forth between two cities. And then when I was in the
Yeah.
hotel business, we would house the airline crew. So the pilot
Yeah.
and all the, stewardesses, hostess, or whatever you want to call
Yeah.
them. And sometimes they would be stuck with us for weeks
Oh, wow.
doing charter work. It's a grind.
Yeah.
Everything's a grind. Though.
Yeah.
I was talking to the stewardess on my flight, and she had said that we landed in Cabo. We went Detroit to Cabo, and we landed. And she's like, "Okay, right back to Detroit. I'm done." So I don't know how their shifts work. Like, are
Yeah.
you only allotted 2 flights?
No, I think it's time.
Meaning,
I think they can only work so many hours, the FAA. I
Per
can't
week?
remember for a shift. You can't just work someone like 16, 18 hours unless they're in like international flight. But even then, I think they have rest time.
what
But I
about
could be
Okay.
talking on my ass. So
I mean, no, that would make sense.
because
Yeah.
I remember the ones we would have would I'd be at the hotel in the morning. They'd say, "Hey, we're flying down to Cozumel for spring break. Drop these kids off and come back. Do you want anything from duty free?" And they'd bring booze back and cigarettes. I mean, I wasn't a smoker, but she'd bring back cartons of cigarettes for everybody.
really?
Oh yeah, and it's quite a bit cheaper.
No
oh, yeah,
kidding.
duty free.
Duty free.
Yeah.
In Mexico, they make you walk through the duty free.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
When
like
the
that in
salespeople want to
Iceland.
help you and you just
Yeah.
start buying stuff. Yeah, it happens to me every year. I come back with cigars and chocolate. I'm like, why do I want chocolate? Why am I buying chocolate?
Tastes the same everywhere, in my opinion.
They did that in Iceland too, where we had to walk through
Yeah,
in
to
their
get-
little ass airport, tiny fucking Reykjavik.
Reykjavik?
Yeah.
Reykjavik. Did you see?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Did you see the black sand beaches?
Yes, I did. Yep.
Did you take any pictures?
I did, not on like my phone or anything. My mom's got them all back home developed and all that.
Are there oceans swimmable? I'm assuming not. Probably it's 'cause-
It's
I think
rough,
it's greener than you
rough
think it is.
water.
Is
it's
it?
it's not. Yeah, it's not like California, nice and smooth waves. It's
Crazy.
crashing, fucking like Pirates of the Caribbean shit
Nice.
going on. Yeah.
I couldn't imagine being a pirate, man. Could you imagine those days?
Dude, if I was a pirate, I'd for sure have a wooden leg, a hook for an arm, and a bird on my shoulder. I definitely want both eyes, though.
There's still
I don't
pirates
know.
today.
Yeah, there are. There's
Somali.
Somalis, man.
Yeah. What
I
a
am
job that
Captain-
is. dude.
Captain
I'm
Phillips.
the captain. They come out in those
Captain.
What are those boats that those just inflatable boats?
Those little
Yeah,
skip
yeah.
boats with like 3
Couple
motors on the
AKs
back.
on 'em.
Yeah.
Just taking over freighters.
How would I don't? That's what I don't understand when that, because that is like the like stereotypical thing. You see the boat drive up to the bigger boat, and it's like, yeah, just don't let them on.
Yeah, but
like how the fuck are they
Well,
getting on
now
that
a lot
boat?
of the boats that sail in that area, I guess you'd say sail or transport or whatever, they have like private security hired. Like they have
Yeah,
guys that live
really?
on the boat that are like mercenary type people. Because there was they just throw grappling hooks over, climb on, they have guns.
That's
it happens
true.
in the middle of the night. And
I
then-
forgot about the grappling hooks.
Oh, in the middle of the night, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think there's stationed men, like
Oh,
always
yeah.
24 hours surveillance and just mowing guys down, you know. Like, I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's the cargo is millions of dollars of cargo on these
Yeah.
ships,
Those
and
big container
Yeah.
ships.
people go to end lengths to protect it. Man. Like you don't know, so private contracting, that's the way to go. I mean, Uncle Sam,
After military,
Oh yeah.
he hires private
if I was
contractors.
military, I'd want to be a private contractor.
Oh, I think anybody.
I'd want to be
That's where the money is.
motivational speaker.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Like a
Dude,
Jocko?
so many military
So
guys go into that. I feel like I met David Goggins. Did I
You
tell
met
you that?
Goggins?
Yeah.
Did he
Yep.
make you run?
No,
Did he make you do pull-ups?
no. I
Where
met
were
him.
you?
This was back when I was in school at U of M. Senior year, I interned.
What year?
This was 2012.
Oh, so this was back when he was doing his ultra marathons and stuff.
Yep. Yeah. I interned for our football team for a year, and he was there for like a week, training and like talking to the players and stuff. And every day I saw him, he'd be on our treadmill
Oh.
like right in the morning, shirt off. He's fucking ripped.
Oh, for sure.
And he was just in there just running, nice pace. He's like, yeah, I run about like 30 miles a day. And yeah. But I went up to him. He was out on the field in his, like the uniform and everything.
Sure.
Right.
And I just went up to him like, hey, Mr. Goggins, my name's Chris. How are you? I shook his hand. And we talked for like a second, and then I had to go do some things. But taller than I thought he was gonna be.
He's a big guy.
Yeah,
He's a good runner.
very tall.
He's a good
Probably
athlete.
like about your height, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm about 6'3¼
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
he was
big.
tall.
I feel like I'm not though.
You look puffy, dog.
Fat?
No, I'm joking.
No, you're
Like when you came in here, you looked taller.
You look
in,
taller
like,
than you are.
than I do
outside
at
of
jits.
jujitsu than like
Really?
jujitsu.
Well,
Yeah.
usually I'm shoeless, but I don't think that would add that much.
No, you're just a big guy, man.
I thought I looked fatter. Thanks, Matt.
No,
It might be because at jujitsu,
sorry.
no, at jujitsu you're being like compressed and like
Or you're on your
and
back.
contorted in all kinds of
Yeah.
directions. It probably like you
Makes
know,
me shorter.
yeah, compresses your spine.
I was
in a
getting
way.
contorted this morning.
Yeah, you get pieced
Always.
up a little bit.
It's nothing like being terrible.
Oh,
Who'd you
man.
get contorted with? Darren?
Everybody. Everybody. Oh, Darren for sure.
Yeah.
Who's Darren?
Older guy. He's the dean at
Bald?
Wayne State. Beard.
Bald-headed
He's
guy.
a
He's
dean?
a dean at Wayne State. He's super cool. I like that guy.
Which school?
Talk to him. Something technology, engineering. I don't know.
I'm
He's
looking to go back
he's
to
really
school.
smart.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
talk to him.
Talk to him. I'll get in with him. I say, hey man, I played Wayne State
Right.
Yeah.
football. Hook up Chris. Dog.
He
No,
probably
man.
knows who you are.
Maybe no.
You're a starter.
Yeah, I was a starter, but 5 years ago.
Oh, well.
Who knows how long he's been a dean or how long he's been around the Wayne State community.
I think he's been around for 15, 20 years.
Oh, he might then. I don't know how
He knows
closely involved is with the AD department.
Should start signing autographs at Jits, man.
I know. I should. I had an interview at Channel 7 once when I was playing. It was super awkward.
To do what?
Well, Wayne State was in the playoffs when I was a senior, and Wayne State hasn't even seen the playoffs since the dawn of time, I'm pretty sure.
Was this like 2012?
2011.
I remember.
Pittsburgh State.
I was
in
at
the-
Old Miami
yeah.
watching
Yeah,
the
yeah.
final game.
Were you?
Yeah,
Were you canned? Shit canned?
I'm sure. Back then, I'm sure.
I'd like to discuss, Chris, I don't know if Matt's told you about his past ability to drink alcohol.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
was a
No.
drinker. Not anymore.
Oh, a little.
Yeah, it's been years, man.
quite
I know you told me
Yeah, I
about
had
that.
I was a big boy. I was over 300 pounds.
Oh wow!
Now I'm 230 and dead sexy.
Damn, yeah,
Dead.
you are.
Rolling around with you guys.
Damn.
I was 300 pounds as well.
wow.
I was 295.
But you probably hit 300 better than I did.
It was necessary. I was doing a lot
Yeah.
of weightlifting and running
Mm-hmm.
and eating like a pig.
You told me about your post-workout meals.
I was just
Wasn't exactly counting macros, was it?
No, hell no. We didn't know what those were. Our strength coach, towards the end of our career, we had a different strength coach. After our conditioning sessions, he'd say, indulge. He'd say, oh, this is Coach Mendoza. He'd always tell us, indulge, Snickers, Mountain Dews, cheeseburgers. And I'm, well,
You used to go to McDonald's.
so we used to
and
go to
do work.
McDonald's on Sundays.
Have him tell you how much you'd eat at McDonald's.
Listen to this. I mean,
It's
not
like
that
Super
impressive.
Size Me, the whole movie in one meal. No, seriously, have him tell you what he'd eat. I went and ate wings with him, and I can eat a lot of wings, I think. Like, hey, I'm a big guy. I got a big
Yeah, yeah.
appetite.
He's
Not
all
even
talk.
close, man.
Well, what'd you eat at McDonald's?
Child's play. On Sunday after film, because Saturdays were our game, Sunday we go to film and do a workout. And then the offensive line, 6 or 7 of us, we'd all go to McDonald's. I'd start with a Big Mac meal. I'm pretty sure I supersized it back when it was
The thing.
the thing. Then 2 double cheeseburgers, not McDoubles, but double cheeseburgers, which has 1 extra slice of cheese, I'm pretty sure. 2 McChickens. So, yeah, it was usually that. It was usually
That's a lot.
5 sandwiches, fries, and then we probably would go to Chipotle a few hours after that and smash a burrito. There was one point where I was getting 2 burritos at Chipotle.
Those are like those mini
disgusting.
footballs.
I
Those
know.
are
Yeah,
huge.
yeah, they
Especially
are,
if you get
yeah.
extra meat in them. It's like the size of a stomach.
Yeah. It's disgusting the amount we were eating. disgusting. And I'm sure, I mean, we were working out and running, but not enough to burn off what we were eating.
No, I'm sure you weren't lean at 300 pounds.
Tits and a gut. If I could go back with the knowledge I have now about nutrition, I feel like
I'd be in the NFL.
I'd be in the NFL. 100%, man. I truly believe that because, I was eating frozen foods after practice, and I would go to practice hungry sometimes, and
just ignorance, or you didn't care?
Ignorance, lack of resources. I mean, Wayne State's a Division II school, so
no training table.
Training table and camp. So camp was always nice because we'd always get everything was provided to us, and meals were monitored by our coaching staff. But after when the season hit, unless you were on a food scholarship, which we had, I think, one guy on a food scholarship.
What the hell's a food scholarship?
They pay for your meals at the dorm.
They didn't pay for your food at the dorm
room. Nope. I didn't stay in a dorm. I stayed in an apartment.
Is that like if you're at a D1 level, they don't have food scholarships at like a Big Ten school? Is that just because?
No, at the D1 level, I wouldn't say a food scholarship. I might have misspoke, but they have full ride scholarships. So in the Division II school, I believe you have these numbers are going to be off. You have 32 partial scholarships to divvy out how you may. So you can give more to this guy or less to that guy. Yeah. In Division I, they have, I believe, 18 to a certain amount of full rides. So when they recruit, they give full rides to all their recruits because Division I has the money and they have the skill to do it. So they're able to give out full ride scholarships, which include meal plans.
Okay.
So were you on any sort of scholarship?
I was on tuition and books.
That's huge, though.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, that is.
Now, I was able to get through my rent through like federal grants, a Pell Grant,
sure,
a stipend or what it may be. And a few summers after conditioning, I'd work at a pizza joint in the area just to get some money to pay for booze and food or what it may be. But I was so close to home. I went to Wayne State and I lived in the Plymouth area, Plymouth Canton. So my family would run me food weekly. But they also weren't cooking how I'm cooking now, with kale and chickens and lean meats and veggies or whatever, clean eating.
Yeah.
So I just think that I could have actually performed much better. I would have been in better shape. But, hindsight's 20/20. Still was a great time. Still went to the shit. Lost, but,
sure,
changed my life. Made me a better man.
Well, you guys won the conference, right? The GLIAC that year?
We didn't win the GLIAC.
Oh, really?
Because we lost to Finley.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
In overtime.
The Oilers.
The Oilers.
Yeah.
We totally overlooked them because they were a garbage team that year. They weren't garbage. They beat us. But they were maybe a 500 team. And they came in and just put it to us, man. But we were scoring at will, but they were scoring at will. So our defense was lights out that year. So I don't know what happened. They just couldn't figure it out. And we ended up losing in overtime 44 to 43 or something like that. It was just heartbreaking. I was a soppy mess. Now that I look back on it, I regret. But I thought it was over, like I'm done. I'll never put the pads on again. I'm not going to play pro. That's the thing with football is once you're done, man.
Why didn't you do arena or anything? Or
you know what?
Those other leagues. Did you get a pro day or anything?
Yeah, I was invited to a pro day at State.
Okay.
But I didn't end up going. I didn't take the opportunity. My dad was pretty upset about it when I didn't take the opportunity.
I'm kind of upset now that I'm hearing about it.
Yeah.
Well, I had two buddies that had gone. One of my fellow offensive linemen and a linebacker. And this offensive lineman... when I hit my buddy, he had gone and they had told him to go home after he ran his 40. So the linebacker who was an All-American at Wayne State, they told him to go home after his bench press in 40.
Wow.
40-yard meaning a 40-yard dash. So I guess they were cutthroat there, and
you didn't want to deal with that.
Damn.
It's probably a combination of that
but
fear.
You need like 225 for 20. What kind of 40 do you need?
Well, I run a 5 flat 40. That's pretty
pretty fast
pretty
for a
quick.
big boy.
It is.
At 3?
That's good.
That was pretty quick.
That's good.
They like your 225 to be between 20 to 30. I think my max was 21. They like your,
Wow.
especially for offensive linemen, they like your shuttle runs to be quick. So, because you're never going to run
Yeah.
40 yards as an offensive lineman, hardly ever.
No.
Maybe on like a screen, something that breaks. But I just knew it in my heart that I knew I didn't have that's probably just a confidence thing, had what it takes to make it at that level, because I was a right tackle. One of my best friends, he was a left tackle. He had a lot of looks. His brother was actually an NFL offensive lineman. His brother was first round pick, all pro. So
Was this Brian Long
Jake Long.
or Jake Long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Chris with the football knowledge.
Well, I knew
Chris
his
dropping on
brother.
him.
I knew his brother went to Wayne State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's him.
Yeah.
And he was getting a lot of looks. So he did the whole thing, man. He went to Arizona. He paid for professional trainers to get him through it. And he just ended up going, I think he was a practice squad with St. Louis. They dropped him. Then he went to Chicago. They dropped him. Then he went to Pittsburgh, and they dropped him. And he was miserable, man. He was like absolutely miserable. He had to pick up his shit every other 4 weeks, move it to another apartment. Everything was always in limbo. You never know if you're going to make it. And he was much better than I was. I mean, I was good, but he was an all-American. He was voted the Upshaw Award, which is the best lineman in D2. And I mean, I was pretty good, but if he had that much struggle, I knew in my heart I wasn't good enough to play at that level. So it was a combination of things.
You do it over, would you go?
If I could do it over, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so, man.
That's
I
fair.
think I'm happy because, you
That's
got to
good.
be 3 years active roster in the NFL to get any sort of benefits when
Yeah.
you're done. And
Yeah.
people think that, you're in the NFL, you're a millionaire. And
No, you're making league minimum. It's like
Which is
280 or
minimum.
290.
Which, don't get me wrong, is fantastic in anyone's eyes. But what you're putting your body through, that 280 isn't really guaranteed. I mean, you see these big old contracts on ESPN. I mean, that's big names,
only certain
dude.
people.
There's a lot of guys in the NFL that are struggling, man, and getting cut
Yep.
you make a roster, like, okay, well, might not be here next year, so
Yeah.
No, in regards to health, I get it. I mean, you have concerns about the damage you took?
I do. Now that these studies have came out regarding
I mean,
these young kids with potential CTE, I didn't play Pop Warner because I was too fat.
were you ever concussed, or do you remember being concussed?
You know what? I don't. There's been a few times where I've had the bell rung, been a little bit confused, but I don't remember ever having a vomiting spell or sensitivity to light that much. But I would wake up with screaming headaches
Oh, no.
almost daily during season or during practice because we're banging every day, man.
Yeah.
Unless Fridays were walkthroughs. So Monday was film and lift. Tuesday was full pads. Tuesday was a lift in the morning, then full padded practice in the afternoon. And we called it our lunch pail practice. Bring your lunch pail because we're banging. So we would do team, inside run, blitz pickup, all that jazz. And then Wednesdays we do shells, which means helmet and shoulder pads. Still banging. Thursday would be a little bit less, a little bit lighter, technique work, and scheme. Friday was a dinner and a walkthrough, and Saturday's a game day.
So potentially thousands and thousands of hits.
Repeated
Trauma.
Now, I think that the receivers and the cornerbacks and all these guys who get just smashed, the highlight reels when they get smashed, I think that is a big contribution, but I also believe the repetitive.
I've heard it's
low
more the
impact
guys that are
hits.
getting it on the grind constantly. It's the small hits, not even the big one.
Yeah. And I mean, my memory is a little bit spotty. I contribute it to either marijuana or football. I mean, what could it, or just have a shitty memory? Whatever. I mean,
I'm with you, brother. I don't know what to tell you. I've only had my bell rung really once, so I was
sucks.
concussed once.
I'm just looking up. I remember seeing this book by Merrill Hodge. Used to work at ESPN, and he wrote this book basically as a counterpoint to that one book, League of Denial.
Yeah,
and the PBS
The
documentary.
PBS documentary is fantastic.
And I'm
What is this?
trying to see what the title of it was.
You see, Bob Costas got in a little trouble.
What do you do?
Came out and said something about CTE during a broadcast, and they pulled him off of, I guess, future work.
Oh yeah, I saw that. This book, Merrill Hodge, he wrote it with a co-author. It's called Brainwash: The Bad Science Behind CTE and the Plot to Destroy Football.
Tell me more.
To be honest,
That sounds like some propaganda.
I read just like a little bit of like Yahoo Sports had an interview with him. I read a little bit of it, and he just kind of says that, and it is controversial, like, you know, because there are all these studies, but he basically says in a nutshell that, yes, we have these studies, but just because like we can't have, like, I think Merrill Hodge probably thinks that football isn't great for you, but he doesn't like it when bad science is used to prove that point. Like, for example, and I don't know all about it, but he was saying the studies, the Boston College or Boston University study with that
Right.
African doctor,
Sure.
they had like whatever 150 pictures of brains, and it showed CT in all of them. I don't know the specifics, but he was saying that, they messed up in certain areas. They didn't have a control group comparing the experimental, you know, variable to the control variable.
Sure.
So he's like, well, how do you, like, anybody could have CT. You could get CT
Sure.
from striking
Well, they
somebody
say
or car
striking,
crash
they say
or
people who ride jet skis get it.
Yeah.
People who had soccer balls, gymnastics.
yeah. You can get
Any physical activity?
like
I'll probably get
kind
it.
of almost. You can get concussions just from like trauma to your body.
Sure.
Doesn't even have to be to your.
Get kicked in the chest
Head.
and your head
Yeah.
neck snaps.
Well, isn't
Yeah.
your brain essentially floating in jelly?
It is. It's like in a fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Or your brain is jelly and it's floating in fluid?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we got
We sound like
thick
neurologists.
skull.
This is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I want to read
Hashtag
it.
neurology if anybody wants to listen.
I don't know shit about that.
I know nothing.
I want to read it.
It sounds interesting.
Just to hear what he has to say about it.
So you're saying
But-
it's a little bit biased, and you're talking about
Yes.
that movie that they,
Concussion.
yeah, Will Smith, yeah, that's the same.
Tell the
doctor.
truth.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Okay, guy.
Tell you, I saw something where it was kids that were like Pop Warner age or even high school, and they did an autopsy and they were finding CTE.
Okay, so CTE is it's tau proteins, I believe, that
You're right.
are building up in your brain because of repetitive impacts.
Correct.
It's chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
Yeah. Wow, you've done your homework. Well,
I have.
I can tell.
concerned about it.
Mm-hmm.
But
so what do they say? Just if you have it, you have it?
what are the? I don't know. I mean, what are the ways to mitigate?
Now?
Is that smoke some dough, Sean?
I don't know.
I'd say
Don't
reduce
do
it.
Muay Thai.
Probably like anything that reduces inflammation.
Yeah.
I bet.
I do fish oil.
Turmeric.
Fish oil's good. Turmeric.
Yeah.
Turmeric.
International
Yeah.
intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Man, I still.
I only eat once a day. It's not that bad, man. I only
you
worry
already eat
about
today?
cooking.
Yeah.
No.
You didn't eat.
I
that?
did 17 and a half hours.
I thought you were going to say I ate 17 and a half eggs. I was like, damn, dog.
No,
I
no.
know we rolled hard this morning. But
Yeah,
did-
17 and a half.
I can
Do you do that on a regular basis?
No, I usually only do that much over the weekend. During the work week, I get like 14 hours from dinner to breakfast. Because I come home, because I train, we train at night.
I don't get home till 8 sometimes,
Yeah,
8:30.
yeah. And then I don't finish dinner until, honestly, sometimes almost 10 sometimes.
Damn, I'm in bed by then, dog.
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
Yeah.
10 o'clock here in bed.
I'm watching TV.
Damn, son, I just opened the TV. If I'm in Detroit,
Bro,
I don't
40,
get home till
dog.
9:40.
It's
dog.
different.
Yeah, you are 40.
I get up. Like this morning, everybody had to set an alarm. I'm just up.
You're just naturally.
I'm just
wow.
naturally up.
At.
And I think what did it was marathon training, half marathon training, because I would sleep in on the weekends and still have, get up early for work. But once I started having to get up at 5:30, done.
So you would get up at 5:30 and
I did a
what
lot
was
of
your
dumb shit.
marathon training like?
Run.
It's like, you know how you feel after you roll really, really hard and everything hurts?
Yes.
It's that times 5
No
for
thanks.
me. It was just, the impact is so repetitive and constant, and you plateau. At least for me, I'm a bigger guy. It got to the point where the more work I put in is almost like the worse results I was getting. And then I found jiu-jitsu, and I haven't ran since. End of story. And I'm probably leaner now, stronger, and definitely like more flexible, more balanced.
Yes.
I feel better. I'm more chill.
I agree with that 100%. My
It's been good for me,
flexibility is
man.
going up.
Yeah,
My
I
chillness is
can move
gone
a little
up.
bit now. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I was pretty tight from all the running.
Well, what I have experienced is that if I'm smashing the body, like if I'm doing jits 6 days in a row, that 7th day, I'd actually perform better if I took a break. My body's like, you need to relax, buddy. So it's naturally like,
Well,
my body's like,
how many days are you rolling, Chris?
5. Usually.
And are you staying after class like an idiot, like me sometimes?
Yeah.
See,
much.
if I don't stay after class and roll hard, I'm good to go 5 days. If I stay after class and get in these white belt wars where everybody just sees who can spaz the hardest,
White
that's
belt.
just not good for me. I'll come
like
home.
that.
I'll be so gassed out and so tired. So I've just stopped that, and I think I've gotten better from stopping that and just slowing down. But yeah,
agree with
it's
that.
too much for me, man. These 20-year-olds, 19-year-old kids, oh.
well, some of them think that it feels like they feel they're actually going to kill him or something. Like, dude, we're just hanging out.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday night, you know. I'm not gonna kill you here. You don't have to freaking. This is not a life or death situation. It's not a competition.
After I encounter that from the same person a few times, I just avoid them.
Oh yeah, and no fly zones.
No fly zone, no fly list.
But you know what? I will admit, sometimes even now, I've only been doing it for 2.5, 3 years, 3 years maybe. But there was a white belt who had come to Kaizen a few weeks ago. I don't know, you know the school they were from, just like 3 white belts, some jacked kid, like a D3 wrestler.
Oh, I remember
Oh
this.
yeah, like it was
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
month ago. Yeah.
We were rolling together, and we look over, and you have that kid, I think, that you're describing in a
that's right.
triangle. And Matt and I were just like, oh, shit. Look at Will.
Well, oh shit, he got out of it, and then oh shit, I played into it.
Oh, that was the kids from New York that beat you up.
Yes.
I remember. Well, I just look over. I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" He's like, "I get too worked up sometimes."
Exactly. So I played into, as I was getting at.
And he's from a comp school. The kid was, and he was good.
He was good. He was not okay. If
He
if
looked
you're
big.
a D3 wrestler, you should almost be a blue belt. I've talked to a
I
lot of.
thought he was a blue belt.
No, he's a white belt, dude. I saw
A
him at
white
the
belt
tournament.
beat you up.
Oh
my
yeah,
goodness.
pumped me. I saw him at the tournament, and he's competing at white belt, so he's a white belt. But
Well, I guess that's the same as PJ competing as a blue belt. I
Yeah.
mean, how's that any different?
it's right. You're right. But Matt Fielder, granted, Matt even admitted that the kid was tired. Matt had him like on one of the last rolls, and he and I were fighting. Like it was essentially a fight, and Matt just pieced him up, and I felt immediately.
Matt's next level.
Matt's crazy. I felt bad immediately because even Burley, who I look up to, he's a smart guy. Burley and Donnie's like, you just played into it. I mean, all you had to do
Was he
pull
baiting
guard.
you or what?
No, he was being so aggressive that I felt like I had to match it. When really, if I just would have relaxed
And let
put
him burn
in
it
guard,
off?
yes. Matt said that. He's like, if you just would have chilled, put him in guard, he would have gave you his arm. Which he was giving me his arms, but he was so aggressive with it that my ego and my bravado came out. I was like, okay, I have to match you on that level, which exhausted me. And I was beat up, and once he got on mount, he was doing the lapel forearm drags, and he was just real violent with it. I'm like, it was pissing me off, and I don't know. It was a bad showing that day for me. But you know, sometimes you get that. Sometimes you got to get over it.
I'm just waiting to have a good showing.
Yeah. Yes. That's my thing, too.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I feel like the last 3 or 4 weeks, I feel like I'm finally doing it. Like, it's not
What do
just
you mean?
getting on top. Doing jiu-jitsu, it's not just getting on top of people, breathing hard, and being tense and sweating. Like, I wouldn't say I have a game, but I have, like, the beginning semblance of a game where I have options, where I see things.
Well, how long have you been doing it?
It'll be July. So I started the first week of July, but I've been going more the last month than I ever have. And that seems to make a difference when you get really consistent. So 5 days.
Once you start doing it, like 5-6 days a week, it's gonna start. You'll start progressing quickly.
I find that I'm not as beat up either. Like, I'm tired, but I don't hurt like I was at first.
Exactly.
You just get used to the abuse.
Exactly.
This guy, he goes all the time. He's never tired.
Yeah, well, I get tired. I do. Like
Yeah.
today, I'm tired today. But I was swinging that sledgehammer.
Yeah, he goes after
why.
he gets done.
Did you see
and
that
then
sledgehammer,
He
Will?
goes and hits a
Behind
tire
you?
with a sledgehammer.
I told you about
I'm over
that.
here trying to put the pieces together.
Remember, I was.
Where's your tire at?
It's at the Northville High School.
Northville High School?
Yeah, right in the back. The football team uses them in the summer and during the season, but they keep them locked up. And my friend and I just broke in and rolled one out.
Beautiful 28-degree morning.
That's the
Swinging
thing.
that sledgehammer.
Yeah, it was cold.
That'll get you
my
fucking
hands
shredded.
were-
Keep that
dog,
in the
man.
passenger seat. You get pulled over.
I'm just gonna go bashing some homes, breaking in this high school with my sledgehammer. That's badass, man.
It is.
I think I talked to you about doing that. You
Yeah.
and I together.
Yeah.
Good core stuff, man.
You should just steal that bitch and bring it to Kaizen.
With the tire.
Yeah, smash it in back.
Put it right in front of the nail place and take turns.
I mean,
No, don't do
I would
that.
love to. That tire's huge, though. It's
It's like a tractor
big.
tire, right?
Yeah. I bet you it's
It's like the
I mean,
Ronnie
at least
Coleman
300
special,
pounds.
man.
Lightweight, baby.
peanut.
Ain't nothing but a peanut. Did you see that documentary?
Dude, why that guy?
Is it
What a
worth it,
likable dude. But I
Right.
don't know if it's worth it.
Is it
You
worth
want to
it?
drive around in a Bentley with 2 fake hips, 2 fake ankles,
Can't walk, sweating
surgery
all the time.
every 3 minutes.
I
He's
used to want to
crippled.
do that.
It's awful.
I used to want to do that. Well, not
Bodybuilder? Well,
not
me too when I was
bodybuilding.
19.
No, not bodybuilding, but powerlifting.
I have a friend who's a record holder.
Yeah,
It's
I
tough on your
competed,
body.
and I stopped. Yeah,
What gym were you at?
This was right out of high school.
Okay.
Senior year, I did 2 competitions, like through the state, like MHSAA,
Yeah.
basically.
I know they
And
had powerlifting competitions.
they do. It's not exactly MHSAA, but it's like one of the governing high school sport bodies, and it was a regional tournament, and then you qualify for the state tournament. And I did well. I placed first at the regional.
Did you do the 3 movements? All 3 or?
Yeah, bench, deadlift, squat, and then they just total it up.
Yeah, total.
You're in weight classes. Regional was like I did well. I placed first, but then the state meet, a lot of fucking strong kids, man.
Of course.
Even my size, I placed 9th.
Still not
What is
bad.
your weight?
Back then, I think the weight class was 152 or 155. Yeah, and the thing that got me was there was guys my weight bench pressing over 300.
Oh, I believe
and
it.
I could only bench like 225 back then.
Get that fucking TRT, man.
Man, get that
Get that
HGH,
juice, baby.
But-
that
Juice.
TRT, that
But,
Mexican supplement.
Senior year of college, my 225, like a 225 rep test, I did 13.
Damn,
Are
son.
you
Senior year.
serious?
Yeah,
Damn.
I
I
got
think at my
stronger.
best I could do that maybe
Yeah.
like 10 times.
Yeah, dog.
I'm a terrible bench presser. Terrible.
Are ya? If you do it enough, you get better at it. Though.
I did
Oh,
it
yeah.
a lot, and I
Oh,
was
yeah.
terrible at it. I could do 120-pound dumbbells for reps, but I couldn't do 240 for like 5.
No shit.
Yeah. It just doesn't want to work together.
Huh.
Yeah.
Weird.
Bizarre.
I'll never bench
Better puller than pusher,
dumbbell
though.
again.
I'll never bench press again. I did
like
it
dumbbell.
once.
I like
Oh
dumbbell.
yeah, that's all I do is dumbbell
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
My working out is vastly different when I lift weights compared to how it was even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Lightweight, lots of reps. Don't care.
100%.
Don't need to be a meathead. No tap out shirts. I'm good. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Now I just go in. I do full body, maybe a push day, maybe a pull day. Nothing crazy. I used to go in there, 5 sets of 3. I put some chalk
Briegel.
on my palms.
Yeah.
I just,
Briegel lifting.
Yeah.
Man, I was talking to Briegel the other day, and he told
he's
me
a
that
gorilla.
barbell is the only way to go. And I was like,
Dude,
me and
he's so
Briegel.
old school. He's probably whipping up eggs, drinking those bitches raw.
Have you seen his Facebook? My God.
Dude,
Wait,
he can
which
eat some
one's
eggs,
Briegel?
man. Brian, the tank,
Can't miss
Mr.
him, man.
Clean.
Juice to the gills.
Wait,
Sorry,
at Kaizen?
Briegel. Briegel overhears this.
Brian-
Sorry.
Yeah, if he overhears this, that was Will. Will Harai.
Come talk to me about it, Briggs.
Wait, how can I not picture
You
this
know
guy?
him. I mean,
You
he's
know
a
him.
sweat
He's-
machine. He's got a
Here,
goatee.
he's a beast, man. He's the gold world champion at the pans.
yeah.
Dude, he just he puts you in Kesa and collapses your diaphragm.
Yes.
There's
Okay.
Nothing you
That's
can
pretty
do.
cool.
Okay, yep.
The air just
yeah.
leaves your body.
Yeah, older guy.
Oh yeah.
Right, yeah.
I figured out, just don't get in Kesa. He doesn't like when you grip his sleeves. He doesn't like when you move because he can't move.
Okay,
So-
I'm gonna put that to work and let you know Sunday how that goes. Let me
Me and
grab your
Briegel
sleeve.
go at it now. Like me and Briegel, I've been rolling with Briegel for 3 years. Like I know that I know him well, so I know he knows what I'm gonna do. And I know what he's gonna do. But if I push the pace on him and I don't let him get on top of me,
Once he's on top, you're kind of done.
exactly. So
I've
don't
noticed
let
with
it
blue
happen.
belts in general, once they're on top, it's not too good for me. But as long as I can stay on top, I'm okay.
Well, once you start developing your pressure game, like I was doing guard a lot and doing my little fancy shit for a while. Which I'm still playing a lot of guard, but now that I switched
Now that you're
schools
the
and I
smashing
got
machine.
Mr. John Toth, who is the smashing machine himself, he's enlightened me about placing my weight a little bit better. And I've gotten a few guys
Wow.
saying, yeah, your pressure's getting a little bit better, without trying to be an asshole about it. Just putting
Sure.
my body in the right positions to where
It's just knowing where to be.
controlling position. Yeah, like when I'm in mount, I try to move up right away. So now I'm sitting on your diaphragm, and your arms are like this, up by your head. Anyway,
I hate
back to
that position.
so do I.
We definitely have a different game than Chris does.
What's my?
I mean,
I don't really
you
know
don't
that.
have the size we do.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I mean, that's a totally different
Yeah.
thing.
I get in mount and like somebody like your guys' size, I get rolled like right away.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just physics.
Sucks.
I mean, jiu-jitsu is like, the small guys should win, and I get it. It's right. It's true. But sometimes the physics, the power in my hips to lift 152 pounds
Yeah.
is not. Even if you're like, it's just
A good
I'm trying to
base
explain
and
it.
you're-
Yeah.
150 pounds it's 245s on a bar, like almost.
So
Like,
yeah, one
Right.
That's easy to move.
But it's a human body, so
Yeah.
a human body we're all proportions, so it's lighter essentially. So it's easier
Yeah.
for me to just muscle you off me, which is, I mean, that's the people say that shouldn't happen in jits.
They say
but
strength's not a good thing. It's not bad when you're terrible.
I agree, and
mean-
that's why so many people use it when they're just starting out. And even I use strength on.
Yeah, you do. Either butterfly sweep across the gym when you grab my belt, knock the air out of me,
Well, that's a combination.
and then
of
you
tech
start
and
doing
strength.
armbar drills at me. It's fucking demoralizing.
No,
There's-
dude, I'm garbage. Some of the guys I train with.
Well, it's all relative.
True. But anyway, we got off track. I just want to
Ah.
speak about the barbell thing real quick.
Oh yeah.
Me and
Oh, yeah.
Briegel's debate.
Yeah.
He had said that barbells only. And I said, what about the shoulder stability? If you're going for just pure strength and power, you need to go with barbells because that's what will get you the strongest, the fastest. And I said, I don't know about that, man.
There's so much new science, and he's just so old school.
He is, but
Yeah.
I don't know. He makes
Dude, he
it sound
trains
like,
like Goggins, though.
exactly. He makes it look like the way he's doing it is the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I saw
when you're
that.
taking the
I
right
saw that.
stuff, it helps.
There's no way that guy's natural, man. Briegel, come talk to me about it if you really want to. There's no way, dude.
Speaking of that, I was reading a study about intermittent fasting. I forget the exact context, like subjects they had, methods, but the men who fasted 24 hours had a 2,000% increase in their human growth hormone serum levels. Yeah.
Like just one 24-hour fast or multiple?
That I don't know specifically, because that's a good question. I don't know if they did it like 24 hours one day, regular day eating, and then 24 again. I don't know the parameters, but isn't that crazy?
Everything I hear
So I'm basically
about
saying,
eating less is good.
yeah, you'll get fucking huge if you fast.
Did you see that GSP fast he did?
He fasts all the time.
Yeah,
GSP's
he does.
He did like
Yeah.
a 4-day fast, didn't he?
Oh, what?
Dude, I'm telling you,
but you got to think in human history, we probably at one time went 4 days.
Oh,
a lot of the
easily,
time,
dude.
you just.
Yeah.
I don't think couldn't go to a drive-through and give them $1. Up
know.
until
Can I
like
get
20
a
years
double?
ago.
If chicken patty, lettuce, mayo, and bread cost $1, but a head of lettuce costs $4, there's something going on there.
There's something going on. What? Well, we got lied
Think
to,
about
man.
it.
The food pyramid's all bullshit.
Just to
Everything we
protect the
learned
sugar
about health
interests.
and nutrition was bullshit. Almost
Yeah.
all of it.
There's a book, Salt, Sugar, Fat,
Yeah.
by I forget the author.
not Rob
I have
Wolf.
it at yeah.
I have so many of
man.
those books.
Yeah, my parents have it. I want to read it. But it kind of my dad read it and said, yeah, like what you're saying.
Yeah, sugar was good and fat was bad. Now it's just the opposite.
Well, because the sugar industry,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
They were
yeah.
paying
Paid scientists
people
in
off
the
left
50s and
right.
60s.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy.
And the food pyramid, load up on fucking white bread.
yeah, eat a bunch of grains.
Yeah.
Bloat up.
Absurd. That's probably why I'm so bloated, dude.
Did you get after those tortillas and chips?
wait.
Salsa good?
Ooh, they did the guacamole fresh at the table.
Oh, yeah? You like
Son,
that?
what up? They also did this at one of this restaurant I was at. They brought a giant bowl and a fucking mortar and pestle. Which one's the pestle and which one's the mortar?
Good question. My pharmacist wife would know for sure. Let me text her.
I think the mortar is the
I'll look
mortar's
it up
the
really
bowl.
quick.
All right.
All right. Young
Anyway.
Jamie here.
Young Jamie, pull that shit up, man.
I'm over my data, but it's okay.
Oh, I can use
Oh, well, use my phone. Here.
Oliveras probably has
Oh
like
no, that
unlimited gigs.
I do.
oh,
I
do
knew
you?
it.
you?
Oh shit.
Don't go over your data. When are you gonna get Wi-Fi in this bitch, dog?
Very soon. Very, very soon.
By our next cast.
Yes. Yeah.
The mortar.
The pestle is the heavy and blunt club-shaped object. Okay, so it's the stick is the pestle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have guessed that.
I think I would have. I think I did. Anyway, they brought a big bowl of fucking fresh mozzarella and Parmesan out.
Tear it up.
They heated it up, ground it in the mortar and pestle, put some chorizo, egg, and mushroom in there. Ooh, wait, son.
Si,
Don't
senor.
fuck with
Get
that.
you.
Si, senor.
Yeah.
So I
Was
came
it just
back fat,
nonstop
dog.
eating? And every
Well,
meal was just pack
no.
yourself. Your esophagus has no room.
Towards the end. The beginning, I was trying to keep it low key. We went to Walmart.
All it
on
takes
Sunday.
is one day to fall off, and then you're like, I kind of fucked up.
I fucked up.
May as well just eat.
But then you got to take a fucking week and a half to get back to where you're at.
Last week, last night, a formal pants. You can't get them on.
No, I don't wear any formal pants, dog.
Oh, I got it. We always wind up at these nice restaurants when we go.
Well, so do I, but it's Mexico, so nobody.
I'll
as
be-
long as you pay them.
As long as they have air conditioning. I don't do well.
There was no air conditioning there, bro.
What?
None of the restaurants had AC because it's all open air.
You want to limit my eating? Have it be 90 degrees. If it's a cool 68 in there, I'll eat the whole restaurant. But not when it's 90. I can't eat.
And I'm sweating. I have a hard time eating, man. My girl's the opposite. She'll just eat when she's sweating her ass off. I'm like, you
You
crazy?
can't bring the ice water fast enough either.
Oh, dude, they give you like one bottle of water every fucking hour and a half.
know.
It's pretty rough.
So anyhow, what were you saying?
Where were we? We were talking about mortar and pestle, but I already
mortar
told you
and
about my
pestle.
cheese.
And then we were talking about
avocado.
barbells.
Avocados.
And how-
Oh, the
barbells.
guac.
Yeah, the guac.
Avocado and
Yeah.
barbells. Should be it sounds like a fucking company name now because everyone's
Avocado and barbells. That sounds like some keto company.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Keto
Oh,
fit.
how about this keto is coming out to be a little bit suspect? Have you guys heard?
I've
I have
heard.
not. What?
I eat
whatever.
keto style. I don't know. I feel fine.
I eat everything.
They're
I don't-
saying
I
it's
don't
just
eat
not
keto.
all it's cracked up to be. They're like people were saying that it can aid in the shrinking of cancer cells in some patients, and
I
it
heard
was
that.
it was helping
Yeah.
autoimmune diseases,
Yeah.
which I should try.
There is one. Ketosis puts your blood. It makes your blood more acidic,
Which is good, right?
I don't know. To
don't
be
know.
honest, I don't know. I would
No
think.
clue.
I would think you would want to be in balance, not too acidic, not too basic.
But here's the thing: is they recommend lemon water, and lemon's highly acidic. But I think when it enters your body, it's more of an alkaloid.
Listen to Will over here.
I could
I
be
don't know,
wrong,
man.
though. See, because I had asked some. I don't know who I asked. I'm like, listen, they recommend lemon water for a lot of things.
But I
Like,
know
Yes.
that alkaline water is supposed to be bullshit.
Oh yeah, that's what We sold Essentia water at my last job.
We were at a meeting,
Oh, yeah.
and this lady comes in. She's like, well, I can't tell you it cures cancer, but you can read between the lines. I was like, are you fucking kidding
Are you
me?
telling me Essentia's terrible? Because I love
It's
that
not
shit.
terrible.
I
It's
used to
just
sell
water
it.
with minerals in it. It's just mineral water. You're better off just taking water from the tap and putting some salt in it. That's what I do,
I drink tap water like all the fucking time.
too. Drink a lot of coffee.
I do bottled water.
Bottled.
It's fancy.
Yeah.
You don't want the fluoride on the brain, man. You're putting fluoride
No,
in the
no,
waters.
Oh, man.
yeah, no. That
It's
is
the same stuff that
I,
makes
I am
frogs gay.
concerned about that a little bit. I am.
What's that? Fluoride?
Yeah,
Would
the
you say
fluoride.
about frogs being gay?
Have you heard that?
I don't drink out of the tap. I only have bottled water, and I use fluoride-free toothpaste.
No shit.
Yeah.
You are going to be Alzheimer's free, my man.
Chris all woke to the fluoride.
Woke to the fluoride.
Woke to the fluoride. I don't mind drinking tap water. We don't live in Flint, but I mean, I don't think
Detroit
it's
water is actually pretty good.
They say
I've
Michigan's the
heard.
best for beer because of the water.
Oh, really?
Is that why?
The Great Lakes. Talking about
I-
water, that's a hell of a joke.
Yeah.
That
Will's
is like
got
the
a.
meathead special. Is the bottom frozen too?
Yeah, so I put a little bit of water in, put it in the freezer overnight, wake up, fill it. And normally I have my water bottle with me, so I just keep filling my water bottle. But I didn't have enough hands
That's
to carry
nifty.
the Zevia, which is the shit.
You always are drinking those now. You
I
should,
bought a bunch.
I did
you
notice.
should sponsor the
Zevia.
podcast.
Yeah.
Zevia.
I'm gonna
Zevia,
call
hook it
him
up.
up.
And BPA free plastic jugs the size of a keg.
BPA free right here. BPA free, buddy. It's 1 gallon.
I was gonna ask about if it was BPA.
I think everything's
Glad
BPA.
you cleared
What
that
is a
up.
BPA at the end of the day?
Bipolyphenol acetate.
So it means it's
don't know.
biodegradable, or is it?
No, it means it's like it leaches out, and they say it's. I think it's been linked
Yes.
to cancer and some like.
Yeah.
You know what? I fucking
Everything's linked to
living,
cancer, though.
Living is linked to cancer.
Pretty much.
They say if nothing else will kill you except cancer, no one would live to be 500.
It's nature's. It's
Seriously.
Darwin, nature's way of. What is
Thin
that
in the herd.
saying?
I don't
Nature wants like 4 of your 8 kids dead or some shit like that. It's just
Yeah,
a
we don't
saying.
have
heard
that
that.
saying in my family. I don't know that saying.
Well, anyway, there's a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of ways that nature wants to take us out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Medical science has prevented
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And who knows, gentlemen? By time, I mean, Matt's already in his 40s, but I'm just kidding.
Wow.
By the time you're in your 80s, who knows where we'll be with the tech?
Yeah.
But what concerns
true.
me, man, what really concerns me is where the medical funding is going. And is it not the medical funding, but all these research institutes and all these put $1 towards such and such to help fight this. I mean, where's this money going to go to? If this much money is being
Yeah.
poured into cancer research, and we can grow hearts out of fucking tea plants or whatever the hell it is. Why can't we find it?
Make muscle grown meat. I know it is
Why
suspect.
can't you cure
It's
cancer?
a huge industry.
Exactly.
Pharmaceutical
the
industry's
pharmaceutical
huge.
industry would take a giant blow if there was a miracle drug that, or whatever treatment may be, that killed cancer, diabetes, any of these lifelong diseases that run rampant in America and the world. They'd be fucking bankrupt.
Mm-hmm. I saw an article. I believe it was a Mexican lab cured HPV by just light therapy.
Really?
Like,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a huge
just like
disease.
That's a
blasting.
huge vaccine market.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess the scientists wound up dead.
Yeah. Well, they
The World
think
Trade
it was
Center
from it was I forget where I read that in, but it was like, buried like back page of like whatever New York Times,
Did you
whatever
see
newspaper.
they're
Hush, hush.
using
Yeah.
HIV to cure cancer?
I've heard that.
And they give you HIV, but it doesn't take, I guess, and that the HIV that attacks the cancer, or they use the HIV to get into the cancer cell. It's fascinating. I saw something on Vice had it on HBO.
Wow.
But they say right now AIDS is HIV is basically cured or can be controlled with a few pills.
They say that can be
I mean-
almost non-existent in your body.
Yeah.
You'll still have it.
You can
You're still
take a
carrier.
cocktail of like 3 or 4 pills that aren't even expensive, and it can be controlled. And then they have something now that Truvada stuff will block you from even getting it. It's like an antiviral.
No
See the
kidding.
commercials for it? Truvada Prep.
No.
Yeah, you can take it and you don't have to wear condoms. You can go sling dick all over town.
Really?
You have nothing to worry about. I'm serious. Truvada for prep. The commercials on TV like all the time.
How come this isn't bigger news?
But Matt, what would be the side effects?
Oh, I'm sure you grow a third dick or something. Well, I don't know, but I'm sure it's not cheap. But I know that who's the comedian? Jim Norton, who's got like a crazy sex life.
Oh,
He
the
was saying
Australian guy.
Not Jim Norton. Who's the
Jim Jeffries?
No, yeah, Jim Norton. Yeah, and he's
Jim
always with like
Is he bald?
trannies and stuff. Yeah, and he was on it because he just has a crazy existence.
No shit.
Yeah, like unprotected sex with everybody.
Anybody and all?
Yeah, everybody and anybody.
I never understood the transmission. I know it's bodily fluids,
I guess it's harder than you think.
but
To,
I'm not gonna get into it. Asshole.
I don't know. Just
bleed
take Truvada. I don't know.
take Truvada. But I believe my sex life is now singular. So
Well, wasn't it the last 3 years, anyways?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Good answer. If she's listening.
So I have been tested, and just for my peace of mind,
You should be.
should be. I believe everyone should. It should happen all the time. Is that an InfoWars shirt? Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it is.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on? Do you think you should have been deplatformed?
No.
Neither do I.
I don't
No.
think
I don't know if
anybody
you
should.
guys do. You guys
Fucking
listen to
maniac,
it?
dude.
I just know who he is, and I've caught
Yeah.
some of it.
I almost. It's hard because I.
I know Alex.
Did
Yeah.
you watch the podcast?
Oh yeah,
with
of course.
Oh,
Ian
the Joe
Bravo?
Rogan.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I've
He
seen both
lost
of them.
his shit, dude,
Yeah.
on Bravo. It was
He did.
awesome. He lost it.
I've been listening to InfoWars. I've known about InfoWars from my dad back in high school. My dad would listen to it all the time, and
He's been around that long.
Oh, he's been
Yeah.
around forever.
Alex
Yeah.
Jones.
Yeah, he's been around since
Even-
like the 90s.
Yep. And it's hard now because I don't have internet. I used to listen to it every day, but now it's hard because
Well, he's just in the news. He was saying that the Sandy Hook thing was because of psychosis he had. This was yesterday because he had a deposition. And then he said that it's all, when it's divorced, that it's all character, that he pretends. So I don't know. He's entertaining.
yeah,
Do you think
He's the best guest on Rogan, I think. ever.
yeah,
100%?
yeah.
You know, a lot of people hate on Schaub too, but I'm a fan of Schaub.
just-
Oh yeah, I like Shab.
Dick Rider.
Yeah.
I like him.
saying that. I like him.
I
but
like him.
He is right.
I like
He
Theo
and-
Vaughn.
Theo
Oh,
Vaughn's
yeah,
hilarious,
Theo Vaughn's
man.
my favorite.
Him, D'Elia, and Theo Vaughn right now are
On fire.
On fire.
Theo
Yeah.
Vaughn's podcast is good.
I think Rogan's a little bit jealous because Schaub just took off in like 1 month. And
He's
it took
huge.
Rogan about 20 years.
I saw Shab on a Bravo TV show where
Yep.
they review Desperate or the Real Housewives.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on Showtime.
Yeah.
Bravo.
He's blowing up, man.
Yeah.
What goes up must come down, though. I wish
That's
him
true.
the best.
Yeah.
He's entertaining.
Yeah, I'd like to see his stand up. I have yet to see it, but he's selling out shows.
Well,
all
he's
over
got a
the
Showtime
country,
special
dude.
he's filming.
Well, I don't have Showtime.
Well,
We'll stream it and throw it over this
just
way.
come over.
There's some fights last night.
Yeah, Edson Barboza got beat
Beat
up.
up. All I saw was him on the ground, Gaethje standing over him.
It wasn't good.
What happened?
Gaethje
I didn't get into it late.
brought it, man. Overwhelmed him. And they were going 1-for-1, like kickboxer style with the low kicks.
What?
It was wild. It sounded
Barboza-
like 2x4s hitting.
Yeah, Barboza
And
throws some
no-
baseball bats, son.
No wheel kick, nothing. He just got overwhelmed and dropped. It was
What?
He
didn't
looked-
no KO, just a TKO
He dropped him. He knocked him out.
with a head or
But he caught him, I think, with an elbow. But it was just, he was overwhelmed.
Barboza.
Oh, overwhelmed, yeah.
Who's Gaethje gonna fight? Who are they talking about him fighting?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
They're 155, right?
Yeah.
He's who's
Big
155?
155.
Colby Covington's 170.
Yeah, and then Dylan Shaw just got popped.
What happened with that?
They haven't said yet, but I'm sure he got a hold
He
of some-
relinquished his belt like voluntarily. I
Yeah,
heard.
he was. Dude, you cannot take anything now. Picograms,
Well, if he
bro.
relinquished voluntarily, then he must have known he was taking something.
Of course he did. He
I
got
would-
caught. But I don't know why you would even screw with it because they can catch anything now. It's
Yeah.
so much stricter. It's not like back in the day or the Pride days or. Which I just say, let them take everything they want. Let's make it interesting. I want everybody looking like Brock Lesnar.
Just monsters out
Monsters.
And then the playing field would be leveled if everybody's got the opportunity to take whatever.
Well,
Right?
Yeah, no,
In a
definitely. I
way.
think there's guys in Bellator and ONE FC that are.
Of course. The
then,
Bellator doesn't. They don't test for roids.
I don't know. I think everybody does. I don't think it's.
It must be the overseas.
Dude, even the
fight clubs.
PGA tests for steroids.
For real?
I think so.
Well, if you can crank that fucking ball 400 yards, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I tell you, that's one thing. Not for me.
Golf?
No.
I hate
Oh,
golf.
I
I
love
tried.
golf.
I wanted to
You
like
do?
it.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I love watching it.
Really?
Like playing it, yeah.
I like.
Oh, yeah.
I think I liked it because I could drink and drive the cart back in the day. But like now,
Smoke a
I'd rather just do something hard and physical. I don't know. I like
agree with
working
that,
out
man.
hard. I like being exhausted.
I agree with
Keeps
that.
me even keel.
It doesn't help that I suck at golf, which is probably why I don't like it.
Oh, I'm terrible.
I'm not good.
You would think of someone your size or my size to get a hold of the ball.
Yeah.
I'll send a piece of sod at least 60 yards.
Yeah, the ball will go
Oh.
about 4 yards.
Yeah.
Just dangle in front of me. I'm the same way. You know, I've had a lot of my friends golf. A lot of people, older gentlemen I know golf, and everybody has tried to give me pointers. And I just can't grasp it. I can take a slap shot like a motherfucker,
Yeah.
but I can't fucking hit a golf ball, dude, to save my life. Which is
so
supposed to
difficult.
correspond. Like, well, if you can take a slap shot, you can hit a golf ball.
It's not
I'm like,
true.
"Oh, dog, it ain't
Hockey
true."
stick's a little bigger on the end than a driver.
Yeah, you hold it like this. Golf's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Golf's
Yeah.
all timing too.
Hips and timing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hips and time.
You
Which
don't need to be
maybe
a
I'd
big
be
guy,
better at it
dude.
now.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm better at figuring stuff out lately.
Well,
I think it's from trying to learn.
I just my hand-eye coordination is very bad. I'd like to work on that, but I'm not sure what I can do to work on it.
Oh, I'm sure
Tennis
there's some
balls.
drill you can do, or
Like,
tie a
just
tennis
go
ball
back
to
and
your
forth.
head and just hit it back.
Yeah.
That works.
That's what I would see like receivers do. They'd have a guy just tossing tennis balls, different colors, and you'd catch it green, catch it blue. So you'd have to physically like look
Identify
at it.
the color,
Identify the color,
and then
and then throw it in the bucket, and then. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
we'll do it. We'll do it early
yeah.
Sunday.
You need a lot of tennis balls, kind of, but
Yeah, probably.
I'm
I
sure
need-
there's some internet app you can download. You touch the screen or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Where I used to train at that place in Plymouth, Barwis Methods.
Oh
Where's
yeah.
that at?
It's
I
actually
knew someone
right
who was a
here.
trainer there.
Yeah. Oh
He
really?
was an intern, a trainer. I worked with him. Yeah.
Oh damn. Yeah, it's right here. It's really close by. Right before you hit M14 on Sheldon, right here.
Yeah.
You take a right in that corporate industrial
Yeah,
park.
it's off of Haylard
It's
or whatever.
Right there. Yes.
Did
yeah.
Oh,
Did
shit.
you meet
Yep.
Barwis? Did you train with him or one of the guys under him?
No, I just had a general gym membership. I would just go in there, do my own thing.
Is
But
that
I would.
expensive?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
he had that
it was.
TV show, and then
He
they
did.
blew the
Yeah.
fuck up.
What's the Barwis method?
I don't know, but he's
Wolf's
repping those
Principle.
Halo headsets and all this high end, these things you hook
Yeah.
to and jump up and down, and it's
yeah.
crazy the stuff
Yeah.
he has there. It's all like the latest.
Will, what I was going to say about hand-eye coordination, he has a light board that kind of looks like a dartboard. So it's in a circle,
Okay.
and there's lights in different places. And when the light shines in one of these dots, they're like buttons, all kinds of buttons all over the place.
Like
and
a big Simon.
yes. And when the light when the light shines on a button, you tap it, and then it shines down here, and you tap it. So you try to like tap the light as fast as you can. It's kind of goofy, but
So let's
It-
talk
it-
about
That's what I need.
how
works.
long were you there for as a training?
just like a year probably.
And that was prior to Jits?
Yeah, that was a few years before Jits.
How did you now? When did you start rolling?
January of last year. So it's been
18. So the beginning of 18. Or-
yes.
Okay. So
yeah,
I started
yeah.
in July. All right.
Yeah.
What made
Yeah.
you decide?
Dude, it was just different. I was like, man, I've been like lifting and doing this stuff for all my life, and like jiu-jitsu is just so much different. I just love it. And now after the 30 days, that 30-day trial, I was like, yeah, Christy, sign me up. I'm all in.
Yeah, I ran into Christy at Starbucks.
Oh, really?
I've been talking shit about going for years and was just scared.
Yeah.
You had
It is
gone to
scary.
school with Christy, didn't you?
Yeah, we used to ride the bus together
Yeah.
back in the
Really?
late 80s. Yeah.
That'll blow your mind, right?
Wow.
Dude, Christy is a good basketball player for sure. Like
Yeah.
really good.
That's what I've heard.
Damn.
Yeah, she's a super athlete. But yeah, so I ran into her at Starbucks and I said, I should try it. And she's like, come check it out. And at the time, Rebecca had a stress fracture or a broken knee from one of her injuries. And we finished up and trained for that marathon, and then running just wasn't doing it anymore. And then I came there, felt like I was drowning the first 3 months. And you kind of get used to it.
Kind of same boat for me, man. I was lifting weights all the time, so sick of it and bored. Mm-hmm. And I was listening to JRE. Mm-hmm. He'd always talk about jits. I'm like, what the hell is this jits thing, man?
Yeah.
So
Back when you thought you were tough.
Yeah, right. I'm like, fuck this.
Thought I knew how to fight.
Shit. I still know how to fight. It was non-striking grappling. I'm like, fuck it. I know this. I keep seeing this Jiu Jitsu place at 5 in Haggerty. I'm going to go in and check it out. Walked in and Christy was there, and she got the eyes and the tan and the look. And
you were like, sign me up.
Yeah. She's like, come try a class. They had a class like just about to start. She's like, just do it. And then I, of course, went in there like a fucking some kind of tough guy and got pieced the fuck up.
I got pieced up.
By
a girl my first day.
Really? Mm-hmm. A lot of the guys that I trained with that day are no longer at Kaizen. Like, I saw them probably a week into it, and they were all gone.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of
I've
guys.
seen guys come and go.
There is turnover for sure. I think it's scary.
Huge turnover, dude.
I think it's scary. I don't know what I was expecting, but the first time someone started crushing me, I was like, oh, I guess I didn't quite bargain for this. And then having someone just drip sweat on your face, that's also like, I wasn't anticipating this.
Yeah. Or the heavy breathing.
Oh, especially Sunday morning with that nasty ass breath.
You got that nasty.
I'm not going to name names.
Dog, get off me.
Get off me.
That's what makes me mount you. I'm like, you're going to play this game, dog.
I'm just going to have to ride
you. I'm going to mount you.
Frame into your face.
Yeah. And then frame into your face and put my forehead on the mat far away from your face.
Sunday's the best class, though.
Sunday is.
Drink my coffee after, sit with you guys. It's good.
It's fun.
It's social hour, man.
It is.
I work from home, so
Kaizen's a big social club. We just happen to choke each other.
It is. It is. Kaizen's a place to go for people who are looking for not everybody, but looking for a family.
It's not a comp school.
Exactly.
It's not where you're going to go if you're going to go to PANS. It's where you're going to go to learn some self-defense. You can get good there.
Oh, of course.
But it's not
of course.
Like where you go.
Everybody's
got an ego and tries to kill each other.
Will, where do you go?
100%. Detroit Jiu Jitsu.
Formula, Plymouth.
Yeah, well, so I go to Formula Jiu Jitsu on Main Street.
Which is like a subsidiary, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that place.
Under the umbrella.
Yeah.
I go there about 2 days a week, and I go to Detroit about 2 days a week, and then I go to Kaizen with Louis on Wednesdays and Sundays. And Detroit Jiu Jitsu, both of those schools are very competition heavy schools. And they're most of these guys at one point or another are preparing for a competition. So it's when you go in there, you warm up. It's probably a 5-10 minute warm up. You do a drill that's going to be corresponding to guard passing or a sub, just like techniques that would correspond to competition primarily, and then you just train.
So,
damn.
If you're a member there, is it expected that you're going to compete?
Yes.
Or could someone go in there and not want to compete and fit in and be fine there?
I believe it's a little bit of both. I think as a younger person, you're probably expected to compete at some point. Older guys who are just there, who are in their 40s or 50s, they kind of leave them by the wayside. They don't leave them by the wayside, but they're not entirely expected to compete. But
sure,
it's heavily it's looked upon well if you compete because they strive. That's what their classes are.
They want to go and win tournaments.
100%. Which
they were in full rep. They were repping hard at Grappling Industries. I mean, you probably had 20 people down there from DJJ easily.
Yeah,
rolling.
They were repping hard at the competition I was at.
Yeah,
too.
that's I thought that was Grappling Industries, wasn't it? No,
that's Modern Flow.
Oh, Modern Flow,
which is run by one of the gentlemen who go to Detroit Jiu Jitsu, who now has his own school in West Bloomfield, just opened.
I saw that.
Assembly Jiu Jitsu. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to keep up that pace for this long, but it has excelled my game a lot.
Better instruction,
Well, yeah.
for what it's worth. I got you.
I mean, a lot of when I left Kaizen, it was kind of in limbo with Ronaldo leaving, and Ryan wasn't teaching much at all. Dave was injured at some point, and some of the classes were pretty much like
Open
an hour and a
mat.
half of that, or an hour and a half of just drilling techniques, and more than like 5 techniques. Nobody's going to retain any of that.
Dude, that's when I noticed when we started, there was a lot of like 5 techniques in an hour.
It's not.
Lately, it's 1 or 2
Yeah.
to the point where I feel like, okay, I can remember this. Because sometimes it was like, do this, rep it 3 times. Now do this, rep it. I'm like, just like drinking from a fucking fire hose.
That's
And
what
I'm not
Dave says.
retaining any of this at all.
You're not. You won't retain it. You need to drill something. You need to work on. Not you need to. Sometimes it's best for people to work on one sort of technique for weeks.
Like just taking
Yeah.
backs for like a month and a half. Or
Yeah.
starting with people having your
Yeah.
back or your neck.
Yes. But the thing is, though, when you start doing that, like Matt does that a lot, and he'll even admit it. Like they'll stay on like heel hooks for 6 weeks, and then they'll move to arm bars from back for 6 weeks. You kind of forget about fundamental shit too.
Well, I feel like that advanced class is just heel hooks and like
Well, it
leg
is.
attacks. I mean, it's all it is.
It's all it is. It's Danaher shit. It's John Danaher.
Death Squad.
Yeah. It started with Craig Jones, then it moved to Cummings. Then
Speaking
it
of
moved
which,
to Death
did you
Squad.
see him? Was that who was last night? Gary Tonin. Did you see him?
Did he fight?
Oh, I wouldn't call it a fight.
Who did he fight?
Some poor victim. It was awful. I don't think the guy even hit him. He just got on top of him and let it rain and just controlled him.
just take him
Dominated
down?
every aspect of it. There was not one point in the fight where he was not in control.
Tonin?
Oh, it was incredible.
Damn, I missed those
I mean,
fights.
his grappling is just so next level.
Was it a fight night or a
It was
pay-per-view?
it was maybe ONE FC. I don't know. I think it was in London. It's on. I'll send you a link. I'll find it.
Man, that link you sent me was dynamite, dude.
I know. I paid for ESPN
believe
Plus
it.
though.
Oh.
I broke down and spent the $50.
$50 a year?
Yeah, but that doesn't get me the pay-per-views. I still have to go on Reddit
Oh.
and find those.
God.
Hope the NSA isn't listening. FBI.
What are you paying for then?
Just the extra events that used to be on Fox. So I get ESPN has like 6 or 7 events. I'm paying for like 10 that are only on ESPN Plus, and then the pay-per-views are a separate deal. But I enjoy it, man. It's something to watch. I like it, and like now I watch it, and you see it different. You see stuff I'm like, oh, I didn't notice that.
fantastic.
Yeah, and you're like, wow, and you take for granted, people's ability when you don't know anything. But now I watch it, and I'm like, good God, I'm terrible. This is amazing.
I feel the same
Look at the
fucking way,
movement,
dude.
It's amazing.
It's fantastic, and that's why people like when whomever says it, Rogan or whatnot, when people are bored when it goes to the ground, or when they're laying on top of each other. I think it's fascinating because that's when jiu-jitsu starts coming into play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see what's going on, what he needs to do, what the other guy should do, and how he's going to get out of this. And you're like, oh, that's a fucking. You just need to do this to get out of that. And it's easy to fucking
Say until someone's on
armchair
you.
quarterback until someone's fucking raining punches down on your head. But
That's why I
it's
refuse to watch the
fascinating.
fight at a bar.
Why?
Everybody's professional.
Yeah,
Screaming
everyone's
at the screw.
It can get boring. Like there's been a few fights that have been pretty boring, but that's because I don't have the fight knowledge enough to understand. Like the Woodley Damian Maia fight. That fight was boring as hell. But
I don't understand striking really.
a super advanced fight fan or someone whose fight knowledge is off the chain, that's exciting. That'd be exciting for them. I had you were a close up at Canton.
I went to DC in '95, baby.
Washington D.C.
Washington DC and close up. You guys didn't do the trip?
No,
What? That was like why you took
I'm
close
not
up.
familiar with this.
it's now called political economic systems.
Oh
PES.
no! You just took it so you could go to DC. I pretended to be deaf with these deaf kids to go meet Sonny Bono and Bob Dole. I'm serious.
Bob Dole.
Bob
Yeah,
Dole.
we met Bob Dole, Sonny Bono, Steve Largent.
Steve
We
Largent?
went around and met
Who are these
senators with
guys?
these deaf kids that we roomed with, and we just went around and met everybody.
So
Here's how it worked. You would sign up for this government class, which was basically a blow-off class, and then you took a week off school and they flew you to DC. So I was like 15 years old, running around Washington D.C. with my friends.
No shit.
Yeah,
We did have a DC trip, but
this was part of the class. Like I think it was maybe $1,100 back then or something. It was a big
Holy
deal.
shit.
Yeah, it was a lot back then.
That's $1 million
But
to a high school kid.
I know. Well, my parents had paid for it, but it was fun. I went with my best friend. Yeah, but it was funny because all the kids that were there that were from other schools were AP. But the kids from Plymouth Canton, we just went to a big school and people had money. So they were way smarter than we were. These were like the cream of the crop. And we wanted to go find cigarettes and run around.
Some fucking darts.
And sneak out and, some darts.
Jump in the infinity pool, whatever they call that thing. Yeah, man. That's the shit.
Dude, you met Steve Largent?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I
That's
don't.
cool.
Who the fuck is this guy?
He's a quarterback, wasn't he, or something?
No, he was a receiver
yeah,
for the
and then he's a
Seahawks.
senator.
Yeah. Now
he's
he was
a senator?
He was a senator.
Yeah, I'm Sonny Bono, Bob Dole.
Bob Dole ran for president.
Yeah,
Didn't
he did. He did in '92
he got smoked
against Clinton, I think, or 96 maybe. I think. Yeah, it was when they were campaigning. That was a while ago. That was cool.
I don't remember
I've
that.
been to DC like 4 times.
Oh, have you ever been once?
It's cool.
It is pretty cool.
I think now that I'm older, I'd appreciate the museums more.
Oh, I would too. I used to hate
never been.
museums.
Oh man, parents dragged us through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just fucking stupid. But no, nowadays I'd love it. I love looking at that shit now.
Yeah.
History fascinates
God,
me.
I want to go.
I like
The
science.
Smithsonian's there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bunch of them. There's air, there's history, there's art, there's the space and air one. That's
There's
amazing.
one in New York that's awesome. What's that one called?
Guggenheim?
No, starts with an M. The Met.
The Met.
Oh.
That's a good one.
New York, there's man, that'd be fun. I have a friend who they fly there in the morning. They do New York for the day and fly home on like $100 ticket. They go and eat like a big corned beef sandwich. They go to World Trade Center. They go to Little Italy for dinner, and then they fly home.
No
They
shit,
do it every
dude.
year. They get them on Black Friday, the tickets.
Wow.
And they go to New York for the day. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I
They
want to
don't
do
even
it.
sleep there.
No, they don't sleep. They fly out like 5 a.m. They land. They go to breakfast in the city. They walk around all day and then fly home at like 10 o'clock at night.
No kidding.
Wow.
You ever been to New York, Chris?
It's amazing.
Yes, I have been, and I'm going again. I think this May, because my cousins, like my aunt, my uncle, they live in Boston, but my one cousin works she manages a hotel in New York City, and
Damn.
we're gonna go. We're talking about going to visit her. Kind of can't wait for that.
You know, I'm not a huge...
Hopefully, she has friends.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
If you want to get in the hotel biz, you got to talk to my man.
Yeah. I've
Oh
definitely
yeah.
Have the hotel.
My uncle is the vice president of Commune Hotels.
Is it an ownership group? Obviously. What brands do they own?
I not any of like the like Hyatt.
No,
or,
but like limited
Holiday
service,
Inn.
like Days Inn and stuff like that, or Merisher.
God damn it, I don't even. They're fancy as fuck. I know that.
Oh, they're fancy. Oh,
Yeah.
so they're probably really high end properties.
And they're only in certain. They got them in New York, Boston, San Francisco. I think Chicago. They're actually building one in Detroit.
Is it the Wit?
I don't think Thompson Hotels.
I think that's like a boutique hotel.
Yeah,
It's been
they're
so long
nice.
since I've been in the game. The hotel game. Fuck that.
Matt was in the hotel game for a long time.
For a long
Really?
time.
He's a
Yeah.
VP
Started
of,
from the
like,
bottom.
Hilton or
Yeah,
some
man.
shit like
I was a
that.
waiter at Outback, and this lady would come in. I worked with her son, and she was like a sales manager at a hotel. She goes, "You want to work at a hotel?" I said, "Sure." And that was how I started.
Wow.
And I was like an assistant sales manager, and then a sales manager, and then a sales director, and then a regional sales director, and then a JVP sales. Yeah.
Wow.
It was terrible.
He hated it.
Really?
Yeah. Money was awesome,
Yeah.
but
Is it worth
No.
the fucking
I was miserable, man.
misery?
Dude, it's like now with my job, if I don't have anything to do, I can like go do something. You just had to be in an office. You had to be at a hotel somewhere.
Yeah.
Just gross. Be around these people who are super negative and everybody's just miserable. Trading your time for paper.
No
It's
thanks.
the worst, man.
When you were working like what?
All time.
12, 16-hour days.
Oh yeah, gone all the time. Travel, constantly reports due, stress, never enough sales. Sucks.
Really?
fire people.
Always be closing.
Oh, it just gets old.
Yeah.
Like, and at one
Closing
time I
what?
like, it's great. You go to the airport, you get to fly everywhere. That shit gets old fast.
I bet when you first start, you're like,
Oh, someone's holding your name,
jet setter.
a piece of paper with your name on it, and they have a car waiting for you. And after a while, you're just like, fuck, I got to work all day, and then I got to go to the airport and fly 3 hours.
No thanks,
And then,
dude.
it turns into a 20-hour day by the time you get in bed. You
Yeah.
got to be up at 8 in the morning to walk a hotel, do an inspection, and then work with their sales. It wasn't all it was cracked up to be.
No,
No, money's great, but money's not everything, that's for sure.
can't take it with you.
No, I'd rather be happy, and I'm certainly happier now.
Right. But you want to be able to go on vacations and spend. You
No,
don't want
but-
you don't want to totally give up everything.
No, I've got good balance. I've got a good partner. I'm lucky.
Yeah. I think if we're
Oh yeah.
living in the Plymouth Canton area, we're lucky.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no crime. It's
Hardly
nice. We're 3 minutes from school. You can walk to Plymouth.
Yeah.
Is that what you
Yeah.
guys do? Walk down there? You get tore
soon-
up down there, Chris, and
Where,
walk
in
home?
downtown Plymouth?
Yeah.
No, I don't really drink
Good for
too
you.
much.
Don't do it.
Maybe like I think I've told you guys before. I like wine. Like I'll do like a glass of wine, but that's
Big
really
drinker.
it.
Dude, you're
Yeah.
smart, man.
I don't drink a lot either. I mean, I drink a lot on the vacation,
Mm-hmm.
but I won't be
gonna
drinking again.
Dry out for a little bit, Will.
Yeah.
I don't blame you, man.
Well, I do have a diaper party coming up,
Oh, nice.
so that should be a
Who
wrap.
who started that? When did that start?
Yeah.
I'd say about
like
5-6
diaper
years
parties.
ago.
You think it's that recent?
I think it's that recent.
I don't know.
I went to a diaper party 5 or 6 years ago. It's funny.
But it's funny, you said it and we all knew what it was. But
Yeah,
10 years
yeah,
ago,
yeah.
people would have said, what the hell are you talking about?
Really?
Yeah, it's a new thing, I think.
I think my girl.
I've heard
actually
it called
didn't
the
know what it
guy's
was.
baby shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting a keg, and I'll bring my pen and just get
There you
fucking
go.
shit canned.
I'll come pick you up
on tobacco. Or
No, on the Doge, man.
oh, okay.
on the Doge.
Oh, I didn't smoke any Mexi trees.
I feel like when you go down there, it's almost
Tolerance
pre-rec,
break.
man.
I was gonna ask you if you found any Cuban cigars.
Oh, I got a
Back
5-pack at the house.
Did you really?
Yeah, I would bring you one, but I only bought them. My uncle wanted some.
Did you buy them at the airport or did you buy them in Mexico?
I bought them on the beach.
They're probably fake.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you bought them in the airport, they're like at $300 for 10.
Dude,
I bought my dad some. They're ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like real Cubans they tax you.
And it tastes-
White people gladly pay for it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
They'll get me for that and chocolates and everything else.
And cigars. My girlfriend's
man.
brother bought some on the beach for $50, but he's one of those guys that just likes getting his nuts stepped down. I believe. Like he didn't.
people
You
are
gotta
just born
finagle
like
with
that.
these guys, man.
Oh, you got to go back and
yeah.
forth.
I got it for $20, and then he actually had busted open the package he bought, and we smoked them. It tastes like tar, dude. I'm like, this is not Cubans. And they were dry.
Mm-hmm.
So my uncle probably won't be happy with them. You wouldn't enjoy them.
No,
because real Cubans.
You have
like
to
you're
go to
saying,
Casa de Habana, is like the official Cuban, and they're in Mexico, or you have to like buy them at duty free.
I saw
And they kill you.
I saw that brand at the cigar lounge. I was there last night.
Which
You
lounge
are-
in Northville?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
the
we were
name
talking
of the-
about that. I didn't. Next time I
I
go, I was
know.
going to call you. I haven't gone yet.
Yeah, there's one in Northville, and then there's one in Plymouth. Right?
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Casa de Habana.
Yeah.
Havana or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's on the corner there. He's got a little coffee machine
Yep.
by the
I've
subway.
bought a cigar there before. But no, I prefer the Doge. But no, I had right
do
when I
I.
walked on the beach, man. Right when I walked on the beach, day one, 3 guys approached me and offered me weed and coke. That seems to be the
They say
weed, coke.
or Charlie. They want to sell you heroin. I'm like, I'm good, man.
Yeah, I never got.
Like I gave up heroin for Lent. My bad.
I tell them I'm sober now, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm sober.
Jeez.
Hey, my
Yes.
neighbors are Mexican right across.
Are they?
Yeah.
Olé.
Oh, there's lots of essays over there.
A lot of
Oh, yeah?
vatos. Yikes.
Yeah.
I
They're
don't know.
nice. No, they're nice.
Yeah.
They're cool.
I'm sure. But no,
I think.
who knows?
I don't know what they're saying.
You know, I had a buddy.
What a
My Spanish is actually not too bad.
Oh yeah, because you've been down there. Donde es baño?
Donde es baño? No, I had Spanish for 9 years. Took Spanish in high
9
school.
years?
9 years. 4 in high school.
Most interesting man in the world over here.
Si, senor. My Spanish isn't bad. I mean, it's real shaky. If you don't use it, you lose it. That's
Yeah.
100%
Were
sure.
you Were you throwing it around in Cabo?
Oh yeah, especially
We're
when I was
conjugating those verbs.
drunk. Oh fuck yeah! I was past, present, pre, tense, whatever the fuck.
Imperfect, subjunctive.
Yeah, slanging.
Oh man, I barely
Slanging
made it
that
through
shit,
Spanish
son.
1.
No shit. Some people can't grasp it, man. Some people, my girlfriend or my fiance, I'll never.
You'll
fucking
get used to it.
man.
I just
It's hard.
just start calling her your wife now. You'll
Yeah.
get used to it
Wife,
by the time
yeah.
you're married.
She can't grasp another language. It just doesn't click with
Some
her.
people's brains just don't work like that. Like I can't do math, and Rebecca is like a fucking she's a chemist. She's super
a
smart.
chemist.
She was a chemist at 4, and then she went back to be a pharmacist and got her doctorate in that. But I'm saying like she can do all that stuff, but there's certain things I can do she can't do. So
100%.
everybody's different.
Yep, 100%.
But I am so bad at math. Like I don't even think I could do algebra. Like I'm half. Something's wrong with me.
I was in the most basic math throughout high school, and in college I took one math class because it was required.
Yeah, because you were a football player.
Oh shit, yeah, dude.
Would you get your degree in
No, I took 2
kinesiology?
math
or?
classes. My degree's in
And that
criminal
was my
justice.
degree.
Your degree is kinesiology.
Kinesiology.
Yeah, that's the. I'm not going to do much math degree.
No, wait, I did take calculus.
Oh, that's not for
in
me. When it's all
college.
letters and
And I
stuff, that's
passed.
not for me.
Everybody's.
Who's ringing?
That's me.
How long have you been recording, Chris?
Sorry, fellas.
Hour 40.
All right.
I was gonna say if
We can shut it
if-
down.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll
it's
take
almost
3
4.
hours to buffering for you to process it.
We can go to.
Yeah.
We can go to 4 if you want.
4 hours?
No. 4
Oh
hours.
no, I should probably get home. She's been working since 7.
Yeah, go till
This
4
is
o'clock.
cool. We got to do this again.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
thanks
yeah.
for letting us take over your podcast, man.
Yeah. No. This was a lot of fun.
We should
like
do this
that.
more often. How often are you recording?
I try to do it because most of the time it is just me, and I just do once a week.
Sure.
I'll just bullshit around, kind of like if you're familiar with Bill Burr.
Oh yeah,
how he
like
does
Theo
his
Vaughn,
podcast.
same thing.
Yeah, oh, okay,
Yeah, just one person.
Yeah, just and he's just
I think
spouting
Chris
off.
Danilo does it like that.
I like that.
Yeah, Will and I are talking about 2 whites and a blue for a podcast name.
You could have 2 podcasts.
pretty good.
You can have one podcast with yourself, and then a
Because
trio.
if we're gonna do a
You got the
podcast, I
mic,
gotta
too.
go
Not a
under.
bad
I have to
idea.
go under a pseudonym because I have a career.
Yeah,
Because I'll say crazy stuff.
So will I.
that is a good point.
So I was thinking about that.
That is a good point.
I mean,
Talk
shit.
about it.
if
Because
you
we
wanna
could just
get
do a separate
day-
one. We do like twice a month where we just come on Sunday and just
2 whites and a blue.
yeah, 2
That's
whites and a
pretty
blue.
good,
Blue.
actually.
But
Wow,
hopefully it'll
wow.
be
Matt thought of that
3
one.
blues and a purple or 2 blues and a purple at some point.
No, we'd have to.
But I think
we'd
2
have
whites
to
and a
keep
blue
it.
would be great. I mean, we don't have to just talk about
pretty
jujitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
we could
yeah.
just talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
just like today, just whatever's going on.
Yeah.
That
No
was
one's gonna
beautiful,
listen.
dude. I had a blast. I
This
would.
is great, man. I've wanted to do this for years.
I have more free time, so I could probably do it more than twice a month. But you
Whatever.
got all the equipment. I mean, you might as well utilize.
I mean, we
it.
don't have to get together on Sunday.
Yeah.
It could be a
Yeah.
Wednesday at 9, or it
Yeah.
could be a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
could do
yeah.
a 2-hour show or whatever.
We could. It's portable. We could do one
Oh,
from my
shit.
house, one from Will's. We could do one from school.
Oh fuck yeah, we could. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to. And we just have so many topics.
Yeah.
Just
We
have
talk
so
about
much-
whatever,
So
man.
much on my mind.
And then you can we have 3 hookups. You can have other people too.
Yeah.
Someone could sit in.
Eventually, actually, this mixer, it can only hold 3
Okay.
mics, but eventually, I would like to get one that has 4 or 5.
Once we get sponsored, we'll be good. Because we're gonna have 3,000 downloads tonight.
We probably will.
Dude.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm definitely going under a different name if we're gonna
Yeah.
have 2 whites and a blue.
Wow,
gonna
I've
be the-
already,
It's not a bad idea.
I've already dropped my fucking full name, so
Well,
yeah, we kind of all did.
yeah,
that's okay.
That's my fault.
it's
all
okay.
right.
I don't care. Well, we'll just
we're
I'll
not
do a different
celebrities.
one next time. It's fun. This
Yeah.
has been great though. Thanks,
It
Chris.
has been.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
All right, later.
This thread signing out.